seeing everybody. Hey, just wanted to start off by saying heartfelt condolences to Marshawn Nealon's family, the Dallas Cowboys. Tragic loss. Feel for that community, everybody involved. Football is a very tight-knit community in general, and young man gone too soon. So prayers and lots of thoughts with the Cowboys, that family, and all that. So. No, I'm sorry. I felt like it was fitting to, that's tough. Like although I didn't know Marshawn, you obviously see the football player, like you just interact with these players so much, you feel for that loss, so it's tough. Sorry to make it about that, but I did think that's prevalent to say.
I feel bad asking about football as well.
No, I understand that. I understand that. So.
But do you know who your kicker is going to be?
We're going to explore every option. We'll take it to the very end of the week, and fortunately we have guys on the roster. For any situation that arises, all guys that we'd be confident in going into Sunday with.
If it's not Graham, is it Jude? Is it Koo? Or is that still a competition? Obviously it's Graham if Graham's healthy, but do you know who option 2 is?
Yeah, I think obviously Jude kicking for a few games was important, getting used to the operation. I think Koo's done a nice job. At the end of the day, we will still exhaust every ounce of the week to make certain that we're making the right decision. I think both guys will be ready. I know Koo has kicked really well, so would have ultimate confidence with him going out there.
Is this something with Graham that came out of the game? How did this?
All injury questions. We'll go to Dave's on that.
What happened under this?
So coming out of half, the wind patterns, were telling us that the ball was going left, and he took a line that was saying the wind was going to basically push it left, and it kind of stayed true to his line. So in essence, he pulled it left, and we just got to hone in and tighten his line a little bit more inside, and obviously got to make those kicks.
What do you think of the job Hayatt did?
Yeah, no, he did a nice job. Number one rule of all returners is ball handling, ball security. And that was something that he did a great job of. He was very efficient with his returns. And again, it was cool to see the excitement building up to this for him and for his teammates, wanting him to do well. So those guys blocked their tails off for him. And he showed that he does have the skill set to do it. He's been working at it this whole season. And he's consistently developed, and we had confidence in putting him out there, and it was cool to see him have success.
What did you see in him that made him kind of have those skill sets? Because he told us he hadn't really returned kicks since high school, I believe.
Yeah. Number one is the undeniable speed. He is consistently one of the top GPS runners, not only on our team but in the National Football League. He has the ability to get downfield in a hurry. So when you have that skill set, you're like, okay, what else translates? And the number one thing, like I said, is the ball security, which he showed the catch mechanics. It was just effortless. As receivers, I think they're used to being able to key the ball, understand where it's going, even though it's a different trajectory of how it's coming to you. But he's done a nice job in practice of showing his skill set of catching that ball forward, tucking it away. So I was like, okay, he's got the catch mechanics, he's got the top end speed. Now he's just got to kind of learn, the tracks, how to take care of the ball in terms of that certain zone where a lot of hits are happening. And he's done that, and he did a nice job. And it was really cool to see him have success on that.
How has Koo performed in practice?
Really well. Yeah. I think there's a lot of comfort with him, Jamie, Casey. He has done a great job being outdoors, obviously kicking outdoors a lot now. And, again, he has the experience of being in a lot of NFL stadiums. But coming here, understand the operation, getting his specific hold the exact way that he wants it, I think was important. And he's done a nice job. He really has. When we do these field goal periods, we kind of paint the field, and we don't necessarily always go front to back and just keep taking them as far back as he can. It's mixing it up like a game would. Sometimes it's a PAT, sometimes it's a 50-yard field goal, then it's coming up on a bunny field goal from the 9-yard line, then it's this, then it's that. And he's done a good job of making it one snap and clear every time.
It's supposed to be pretty good with his mechanics. How much have you tinkered with or his approach and mechanics at all, if at all?
Yeah, I think it's just almost it's unifying the three pieces together. So it's understanding what tilt he wanted with the ball, understanding how the snap has to come out, what rotation Casey has to hit it with to make sure that he's giving Jamie the right ball to put down, and then what part of his body he's actually hitting. It's very detailed in that regard. In terms of his exact mechanics, again, he's done it at a high level for a long time. So he's kind of honed into this technique. Now it was just putting himself in that position with the timing of when to start his kicks. And it's been very, it's arithmetic, and it's been replicated over and over again to where it's consistent now. So, if it's him, excited to see what he can do. Obviously, what he's done in his career has been really good, and he's a great teammate, and I know he's a true pro, and he'd be ready for the opportunity if it comes to him.
It's supposed to be pretty blustery and cold on Sunday. How much of a factor is that when you're looking at which guy you might want to bring out there? Is one guy better than the other?
Yeah, the fortunate thing for us being in the Northeast, like we have the opportunity to kick in cold weather and windy weather. So although it is projected to be probably one of the coldest days this year that we played in, we've actually fortunately had some cold days, and some really windy days. That's what's kind of cool about this, where we kick on these practice fields is it's as difficult as it gets. I mean, I'm just looking over there right now and I'm seeing the flags blow, directly across, and I'm like, okay, this is a great day, As much as we can replicate that, those reps are invaluable to those guys. Kicking indoors doesn't necessarily help us for some of the stadiums we play in, especially in ours. So, I truly believe any kicker we put out there is going to be ready for that because of how many reps they've had out here.
What do you do to replicate replicate precipitation because of the chance of snow?
Say one
like
more time.
replicating precipitation.
That's obviously a little bit more difficult too, because is it going to be a heavy rainfall? Is it going to be snow? Is it going to be sprinkling? There's certainly a lot of us special teams coaches across the league do this thing called a wet ball drill, where they'll literally wet the ball, even if it's not raining outside, with a water bottle. They'll dunk it into a bucket of water. They'll put soap on it to make it a little bit more slick. Little things like that. You can kind of get that ball a little bit more damp. Obviously, like sometimes it gets overused because that ball starts to get waterlogged, and now it's soaking up and you're not able to dry it. But those are things we actually, being up here with how much rain games we've had, we do that every week, and we start in September on that, to prepare for those opportunities, because we don't know when that rain game is going to come. We got to be ready when it does. So those situations are critical for us to be ready for.
Is there any difference with the K balls? Are you able to protect them more when that they're not in the game versus years past?
Yeah, so I think the ball handling in the game is the same. With how we get it out to them. It's not necessarily protected more with a towel or anything. It's just the fact that you have the ball a lot earlier than you used to. So you get a ball ready, but at the same time, if it gets waterlogged, that ball can get destroyed throughout the game, and then it's probably not a ball that you'd want to reuse. You're able to get reuse a ball, I believe, up to 3 times, 3 games, and if the ball gets destroyed in one weather game, then you're not necessarily going to go with that. So with allotted K balls, you just pick the next man up, and you're ready to go with that.